What's going on, Jam fam? So it's been a little while since we did a podcast, but now there's an update and there's a bunch of stuff to talk about. And Blizz, our resident best streamer slash YouTuber, has been hounding me to do a podcast for a little while now. And now since there's stuff to talk about, I got him on. How's it going, Blizz? How are you doing?
Yo, Jam, what's up, man?
I'm excited.
It's definitely been a while, though.
Yeah, I think you said it's been about a year, and that's why you've been jonesing to do this again.
Yeah. A lot has changed over a year, dude.
For sure.
Trust me.
For sure. I mean, I see your background's changed a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it has. Yeah.
You got all your pops on display. That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. And look at my camera, all pixelated. Whoa, I could see my face for once.
Well, you know, it's not your fault. I mean, you paid for Discord and it's still not working.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, gosh. Dude, no.
So anyway, how's the channel doing? How excited are you about this update?
The channel, I think is doing fine. Last I was here, we doubled the subscriber count, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Also, I was streaming a lot more, so I was more confident. Also, I think the last podcast, I'm not too proud of it because of like, I don't know what to say about this, you know? Like, I was so scared. Like, dude, I was such a different man 1 year ago.
You know, a lot of people get nervous when they do these podcasts, and I don't know why. It's not like it's the hardest thing. It's literally just conversation, right? But I mean, like,
yeah, we're just talking. That's
right.
it.
I think people hype it up more than it needs to be. As far as your subscriber count, congrats. I know you got rejected when you applied for the Supercell Creator Program the first time. Did you apply again for that yet?
Yeah, actually, a little over a month ago, I think. I don't know. I just reapplied out of the blue because I was like kind of like depressed. I was like, all my views are going down, and like because I wasn't getting the the stats I want for my channel. I was like, I'll try again. Let's see what happens. And then all of a sudden I get applied. And I was like,
oh, you got approved?
Okay. Yeah, I got approved like within a day, and I was so confused. I was like, the other time took me 3 days. Why did it take me 1 day to get approved here?
Awesome. Well, congrats.
And the first time was like, it's kind of. I don't want to say any like words or anything, but it was kind of a load of bull.
Oh, I agree. I mean, they said you clickbaited, and I've never seen you clickbait once in your life. You probably.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know. Maybe because you say giveaway, but I mean, like you actually do the giveaways, so it doesn't make sense. But congrats, welcome to the club, man. I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks.
I
mean, it's not much, but you know what? At least they acknowledge my existence, you know?
Yeah, I could go on a whole rant about how like it's like the creator program's a little overhyped. It seems like this really cool thing to be a part of, like when you're first starting out, but then you actually get into it and you see like the benefits and how like there's some but not a lot. And like I'm saying that I'm saying that as a tier 2, so I mean it's weird.
So, I mean, I don't get skin giveaways. I don't get anything.
That's about all I get. Anyway, so let's not complain about the creator program here because no one wants to hear me complain about it.
So we're gonna get kicked out of this.
I'm not scared.
We're actually gonna get kicked out for talking about it.
They'd have to actually watch my videos. All right, so let's talk about the game, not the creator program. So,
yes,
we got the first initial part of the update so far, and in broad strokes, before we get down on the nitty gritty, how are you feeling about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What's going on, like, from your perspective of it?
So, because a lot of people, like, they know that I collect skins, and I have, like, this massive pin collection and stuff, like, I'm the whale of Brawl Stars, right? The skins are pretty cool, especially one of them. We will talk about that again. Mm-hmm. My perspective in the whole update in this case, I think it's mid, because first of all, I want to bring it up saying like we waited 2 months just for a revamped currency, and that's it.
Yeah, I get that perspective for sure. I'm not going to complain about that though, because one of my big complaints coming out of the box removal and going into this update in between that gap there was that they devalued star points so much that there was no point in even pushing in the game because, pushing in Power League rewards star points and then pushing trophies only rewarded star points. And the only thing you could buy is like a dozen, maybe 18 skins with those star points. So once you had them all, there was no incentive to even play the game really. So that was one of my big gripes, and Bling addresses that in my opinion, because now if you're free to play, or even if you're not free to play, if you just want to save some gems, now you can just push a bunch, save up a whole bunch of bling, and then whatever skin, pin, spray you want, now you can pick that up. So it does the same thing essentially, but it opens it up to so much more variety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so just talking about that in general, like what I want to add is like this update is very free to play friendly. Like free to plays can just buy whatever they want. Bling is going to be so helpful because they're essentially just, you know, replacing a currency that had like no purpose. It makes sense, but I'm a little bit salty that's like it really took them 2 months for this, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Right now it's better than Fame.
Hey, we don't want to talk about that right now. We don't want to go down there.
I know you collect Fame, so I don't want to say too much, right?
I think I'm the top 100 people who collect Fame, and that's it.
Because you're in Mars right now, right?
I'm almost to Mars too, but yes.
Look at you, sweaty. All right, so for me, I think obviously, I'm a big fan of Bling, and that's the main thing of this update. My big gripe with this update is just the performance of the game. I don't know. You have Apple, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if Apple users are getting the same experience that I'm getting, but for me, every time there's a play of the game and either I'm featured or something happens, but the game is crashing constantly and it's terrible. It's like it ruins my experience of playing the game. And then on top of that, the shop notification where it says new, that never clears.
My gosh.
And it's driving me nuts. It's driving me insane. And like those,
yes, it's actually driving me too. Like, where's the new stuff, you know?
So those two things, the game constantly crashing and then that shop notification is like, it obviously those are like minor inconveniences, and the game crashing not so much, because that's kind of like an issue that's gonna like, the game will crash and then people will just not come back because like, oh, your game doesn't even work, fix your game. But like the shop notification obviously is a first world problem. But those two things are very big annoyances for me. All right, let's get down into the nitty gritty stuff. Speaking of play of the game and the end match stats and all that, how do you feel about that? Do you think that was a good addition to the game? Do you like it?
I mean, it seems like, like a quality of life change. Like I was not really like, that wasn't like a feature I really wanted, but it's nice to have. But other than that, it's like, it's okay. It's not really like gonna help me stick around the game, so
I'm not gonna lie, stats at the end of the match kind of make me feel bad, because there's games when I'm just like, I'll get like 1 kill, have like the least amount of damage on my team, and I'm like, oh, why was I even here?
Sounds like a skill issue.
100%. And you know what, I acknowledge my skill issues. All right, I say this all the time, I'm not the best player, and I will never pretend to be the best player, but it just shows me like how much I have to improve, which I guess could be a good thing, right? But I mean, at the same time, it just I don't want my teammates knowing how bad I was. All right.
Yeah, no, I get that. Another thing, kudos, right? So one thing is, I know it exists, but I keep forgetting because I always like spam the like proceed button like so many times because I want to enter my next match. But no, I've seen people throw the kudos, but it kind of feels useless because there's like, there's nothing like to do with it, or you don't get anything from it.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, I said this in my W's and L's, I believe, that they need to tie something to kudos to incentivize people to actually use it, because right now it's just something that can be ignored and it doesn't really like have any drawback to ignoring it. And I thought that like maybe giving you like maybe like 5 tokens or 1 token towards your Brawl Pass progression just to incentivize you to throw a kudos at the end of a match, and then like they could cap it. So like basically how Map Maker works, how you get 10 tokens for playing a Map Maker map, and then like voting on it, they could do that with kudos for a match too.
Yeah, they should definitely do it. So it's like, yeah, like 5-10 tokens, and there should be a limit, of course, because I think everyone would abuse that if it was unlimited.
Right, you're just throwing, you're throwing like 6 kudoses. I don't know if you can give kudos to the enemy team, but like if you threw like the max kudos every single match, people would just spam it.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, at the moment it feels useless. If they're to have like tokens, then it will give like incentive for like players to just do or fool around.
Yeah, you got to give us a reason to want to engage with the system that you took your time to add to the game. So I feel like that's something that got overlooked. As far as you said, you don't really watch the play of the games at the end of every match.
I mean, not half the time, unless like there's like a really cool Mortis trick shot. Then yeah. Other than that, there's nothing else.
I will say that it's It's a cool idea, and they obviously ripped it from, I don't know if you play Overwatch, but they ripped it from Overwatch. I don't know if any other game does it, but I know Overwatch does it. And like I said, it's a cool idea, but I don't know what algorithm they're using to figure out play of the game, but sometimes it's some bullshit play where it's just like someone just literally spinning and like they land like 3 shots and that's it. So it's like, it seems like it's, like I said, cool idea. The execution on it's not the best. So I'm going to critique him on that too.
I mean, I think it's just not really cool for like the lower people, so like 30k and lower. I think when you're like at 50k or have like rank 30 gameplay matches, it really does shine.
Even then though, I feel like a lot of those matches are very poke fighty, right? So like it's going to be people strafing back and forth, maybe landing 1 or 2 shots, but that's like, cause that's like just a good chunk of the match to begin with. I don't think it's really going to be people popping off, because like when you get higher up in trophies, you would expect people to not be able to get whole team wipes, right? I don't know. I'm saying this as a 600 ladder player, so I can't really say too much, right? All right, so let's move on. Real quick, Volly Brawl's back. Do you like that mode?
Oh wow. First off, it's like I didn't really like it as much because there's so much cheese going on with G and then Gale and like those brawlers that could like just take away like the fun of the match.
Yeah. Even
then, like I see like a lot of people liked it, and it is one of the highest voted like game modes that people wanted back. So at the end of the day, I don't feel surprised that it's back, but you know, it's kind of nice to have unless I have a quest. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to be playing it.
I think I preferred Basketball after everything was all said and done. Like I thought Volly Brawl was going to be fun, and it's okay. But like you said, there's brawlers that can constantly push you or yoink you out of the zone when you're trying to hit the ball back. I will say, when you get late into a match and the ball's flying back and forth nonstop, that's intense and it's very fun. And like figuring out the mechanics of where to stand in the zone was, at least when it was first introduced, was like really fun. But I think overall, I think it's a bit of an overhyped mode. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you like it and if you're excited that it's back, you're totally valid in that, because everybody can like their own modes and everything like that. But for me personally, I'm like, cool, it's back. I'll probably play a couple matches here and there. Maybe if they give us a quest or whatever, but it's not going to be my main mode to push in.
Yeah, that's definitely not for trophy pushing. I'm not going to lie. So it's mostly for casual players, but like any like pro players, because I'm already getting to that point where I'm like, I have to get 50k now. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, so
it's not like the most competitive mode out there.
Right. I liked, like I said, I like Basketball a lot more for competitive mode and like trophy pushing and even just casual play. It's just a more enjoyable mode. And it actually takes skill, because like landing your shots with the moving basket and all that is it's a bit tricky. Like it's not always the easiest thing. It's not like Brawl Ball where the goal is stationary. Like you have to be able to line your shots up. And
yeah.
But I mean,
I was gonna say, it's like you can't just like walk up with the ball like in Brawl Ball. You actually have to shoot it.
Yeah, you actually have to aim and everything. So I mean, like I'll miss Basketball, but I'm sure it'll be back eventually, I think. Have you tried Ultimate Showdown yet? I'm not a Showdown player, so I haven't played it at all. Have you tried it though?
Ooh, okay, let's see here, guys. I have a lot to talk about. So number one, yes, I've already played it. So the first thing is Meg. She is dominating. Oh, frick, my English. Dominating that game mode so hard right now. Like, I'm not joking. Every match you get into, it's all Meg. And it's so annoying. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the Meg rework is kind of scary. I played a couple matches against her in Brawl Ball last night, and dude, she was destroying me.
Dude, that Meg rework is insane. She's definitely gonna get a nerf like in the next month or so. I don't know. But anyways, besides Meg, the game mode it's okay, but at the same time, it's like there's very like specific brawlers that will strive and like they would like really do so good. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what I'm saying. My grammar is so bad. Anyways,
you're good. So
yeah.
do you feel like this is a good solution to teaming, or do you feel like it really doesn't do too much?
It kind of does help in a way, because as soon as because usually with teaming, when someone's super low, they tend to like kill them. So like in this mode, they just immediately kill them. Like there's no point in teaming, I would say. But you know, some people are gonna take advantage of it because, you know, like teaming is gonna happen like regardless, and it's always gonna be a necessity when you get to like 800, 700, not 700, like 800 and above. Like it gets annoying, but even then, I don't think this is really a solution. And I hate to say it, but I feel like it's gonna get like killed eventually.
Yeah, I am of the mentality, I was saying this the other day, I am of the mentality that as long as people want to teaming, there will be no real solution to it. Because like there's no incentive to not do it, right? Like the best incentive to not do it was the version of Showdown where you got extra trophies for kills. But even then, that didn't really fix it. All that they felt like all that did was inflate the trophies more. But like I said, as long as like people feel like they want to team and other people agree to team, then it's just gonna be meta. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what they do, it's gonna be meta.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and there's nothing we can do really. So,
I mean, the only thing you could do
unless they just ban them straight up, then
right.
It makes sense.
The only thing you can do is not team, but even then, like, as long as other people are teaming, like you're at a disadvantage. So, I mean, like, we'd have to all agree as a society to not team, and we all know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I'm very guilty of teaming because I wanted my rank 30 El Primo and Buzz. Dude, I got it.
Grimy, ugh, dirty.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm very guilty of it. That's why.
All right, that's okay. Next up, skins. What's your favorite skin? How you feeling about these skins, and what's your favorite skin for this season?
I think everyone can agree, but Zeus Brock is probably hands down the best skin, like ever. Sorry.
I'd say mine is Ares Nani.
The Nani one?
Yes. I love all three of them. I think all three of them are great. I'm super into Greek mythology. So like them and Hermes Max are probably all going to be like my favorite skins in the game now. But I just like the way Ares Nani's looked, and Ares is like one of the coolest Greek gods ever. So I mean, that's dope too.
Nah, it's all about Zeus Brock right now. Nah, I'm kidding.
Fair enough.
But even then, yeah, the entire skin set's actually pretty cool. The only complaint, like you said it, I don't think people watch your video, but it's in a paywall, so it's like you can't use your bling. You have gems.
I'm catching.
Yeah.
I caught a lot of heat for that statement that legendary skins are an L, and I stand by it. I'm not backing down. I do think legendary skins being paywalled is a problem, and people have arguments that like Supercell needs to make money and all this, but like let's not pretend that people aren't gonna gem through the Brawl Pass to get the brawler instantly day one. And right? Up. And people aren't gonna gem to get those skins day one because even you as a free to play player, if you save up the 7,000 bling, it's gonna take you multiple seasons to be able to buy that one skin. And if you're saving up a whole bunch of bling to buy one skin, you're foregoing everything else. And it's like giving away one skin as opposed to like just paywalling them entirely isn't really going to break the bank. Anything else before we move on to start talking about bling, like getting into the nitty gritty about that?
Oh yeah, finally, just the Brawl Pass in general, tier 1, they didn't have to remove it. That's it.
I'm glad somebody agrees with me about that, dude. People are roasting me in my reaction video because like they're like, you could just get whatever skin you want with that bling. And I'm like, I would rather them keep the skin. They're not understanding. I can't say this enough. I would rather them
It's called exclusivity.
Right. Well, I mean, even still, like, I would rather them keep the skin in the Brawl Pass and then swap, like, sprays or something out with bling. Even if they didn't give you the 2,700 in one go. Like, if they swapped, I don't know, maybe some power points, maybe some gold, and then bling, and then the sprays out with, like, some bling and gave you that 2,700 over a couple different tiers, then they're actually adding to the Brawl Pass instead of just keeping it. It's not actually, the Brawl Pass is worth less now because they removed the pin packs, and the one at the end,
I was about to say that, yeah.
And the one at the end is just
coins.
So
dude.
You're losing out. Like, think about it,
they
people.
They literally nerfed it.
I mean,
people,
they nerfed it in the sense of bling, but I guess technically in progression, they buffed it. So, I mean, it depends on what you rather want. But, I mean, I don't know. Once you get to the point when you don't need coins as much, it's a nerf. But if you're not there, it's a buff. So, I mean, it depends on your perspective.
Like, look, bling is going to be a little more harder for free-to-plays, but, like, any whales who buy the Brawl Pass, they can straight up just get all of it,
Right. They don't, like, if you're a whale or even, like, a low spender like me, you don't really care about the bling because, like, if you want a skin, you can go out and buy it. Like, whales are going to buy it anyway, and low spenders, if they want a skin and they don't have the bling, they're going to buy it. Like, so, like, I would rather...
the free-to-plays won't be able to get bling.
But...
And then they removed the pin pack for free.
Right. Even if like, all right, so they want to, so like they remove pin packs like probably entirely, right? I haven't seen a pin pack. They probably removed it entirely because they want to move away from that RNG style, and that's fine. But if they swap that pin pack out at the end for Bling, what are we talking about? It's the same thing, right? In fact, it would be better.
Yeah,
it would be better because just use their argument against them, then you have the choice of what you want to get. So, but no, now you get coins. Enjoy it, free to play. Enjoy your coins. All right, let's get into it. Bling. I'll let you start. What do you like and dislike about Bling?
Yeah, let's start with what I like first. It's very free to play friendly. You can spend whatever you want in the catalog with it, and I guess that's really it. Let's talk about the things I dislike.
All right, let's get into it.
When I say it's free to play friendly, it's close. The only way you could obtain it is Power League and Trophy Reset, which Trophy Reset also kind of got nerfed in a way. Mm-hmm. The first 20 brawlers is now going to give you Bling, and then not all your brawlers anymore. I'm assuming it's because there's a cap and there's like pro players are just going to like straight up get like the cap all the time. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, there's also a cap, like 7,000, 9,000.
I believe it's 7,000.
I don't.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't believe there should be a cap. Like, it kind of like you're like, oh, you gotta wait for more Bling, or you gotta spend your Bling in order to, to get more Bling in your account. And it's like, I'm actually gonna be hoarding it up because I kind of have no use for it. I literally use all my gems to. Oh, I almost dropped something. But anyways, yeah, I literally use all my gems just to buy skins, brawl passes, like everything. Bling. It's not my cup of tea, honestly.
I get that. Like, as a whale, like, since you pretty much have every skin in the game, you don't really have it. You have every skin, pin, and spray for the most part, right? So you're not really going to have a big use for the Bling. So I understand, like, for you, as a collector of all that, you don't really have... This doesn't really benefit you at all, so I get that. I think for most people, Bling is just, like, I don't think most people are going to hit the cap of Bling because you have to push a ton because, like you said, it's only 20 brawlers that reset, and then whatever you get from Power League. I haven't looked at the Power League numbers, but to hit the cap, it seems like it's going to take a while because from what I remember in the Brawl Talk, the amount of Bling you get for a 600 brawler is only like 6 Bling when it resets, and that's crazy. Like, that's super low to get 7,000 Bling when you're only earning 6 for every 20 brawlers. Like, I'm using 600 as a number because that's technically like the average for trophy ranges, right? Obviously, if you push up higher, you're gonna get more, but yeah. And then whatever the numbers for Power League is, maybe a couple hundred, right? And then whatever challenges they do. So to get to that 7,000 cap, it's gonna take a while, and that's assuming you don't spend any of it. But I mean, I think the thing I really don't like about Bling, my least favorite thing about Bling is the locking off of the Mecha Bow, Mecha Crow skins. Like,
there it is, yeah.
I hate that they took a skin that was previously available for free-to-play players and they've walled it off because they decided, okay, this skin's too valuable, we can't give it away for free, and now you need to buy the worst versions of Mecha Crow and Mecha Bow before you can buy their color variants. And the same goes for Mecha Mortis. Like, Mecha Mortis, the black one and the... Is it a white one? I don't... Whatever.
Light Mecha and Dark Mecha.
Yeah, so those two should have been available for star points.
Bring your statistics, bro. Actually, I am actually... I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
So anyway, those two should have been available for star points to begin with, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, that was a perfect situation to take advantage of that. They didn't. They paywalled those, and now they're paywalling skins that were previously available for free-to-play players, and everyone's okay with it. They're just like, you know what? I don't care. And, like, I was talking to somebody in Discord the other day. You know who you are. You already have the skin, and you're like, I have it, so it doesn't matter. So, and like, that's not...
Yeah, I was about to say, most people are going to be like that. They just have it, so they don't care.
Right, and that's not a cool mentality to have because you specifically have it, right? I don't have Gold Mecha Crow because I never saved up 50,000 star points because I don't play the game. Well, I mean, I do play it a decent amount, but I don't play it enough to, like, save up all those star points and shit. It locks out people of... like new players coming into the game that never had access to that. They're never going to be able to get those skins, even though that was like previously a reward you wanted to grind for. So, I mean, on one hand, you can grind for every other skin in the game. On the other hand, these two are really good skins that you should be able to grind for, and they removed that access.
I don't know. At the same time, like, I'm telling you, like, whales and pro players are gonna hoard so many bling because it's so easy to get by buying the brawl pass. Because that's where the main source is gonna be, the brawl pass.
Right.
You get 2,750 in tier 1 and tier 10 because they removed the pin pack. So you're gonna roughly like around 4,000 in a sense. That's already like half your bling right there.
Right.
And then like if pro player, if you always play Pirate League, yeah, if you reach to like at least legendary 3 or 1, you should have like a healthy amount.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it really hurts free to plays. Like, even though it's like a free to play currency now, pro players and whales are going to take straight up advantage of it, technically speaking, because they're going to get the most in the entire game. And it, like for me, like I have no use for it because whenever a new skin drops, like, yeah, I got a skin, I don't really feel as excited anymore simply because the catalog exists. I don't know.
Supercell, I guess, in one aspect is going to make less money from it because now, like you said, you're going to be capped at bling very soon because you already have everything. You don't have anything to spend your bling on. So, like, if you want, I don't know if you're going to do this, but if you want, when they do release rares and the super rare skins, you don't need to spend your gems on it. You'll if you just wait through the exclusivity period, because they said for what, the first 2 weeks, you can't be able to buy a skin for bling. So you can only pay gems for it for the first 2 weeks. But if you want to wait through that period, you could just, spend your bling on it as soon as it comes available for bling. So
yeah, another thing is like the mention of like 2 weeks, you gotta wait for it. Like, I'm just gonna spend my gems straight up because I'm not waiting 2 weeks just for a skin. That's just more waiting, it's just causing more problems. Like, we're already waiting like a month for the Zeus, Brock, and Ares, Nani, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, well, to be fair, like that's not blink, but you get my point. If they're to release new skins for 79 gems, and you have to wait a month, then you have to wait another 2 weeks just to spend it on bling. That's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, some people would say it is worth it because you're getting it. You're getting it for free. But like you said, if you're impatient and you want the skin that bad, it's not worth the wait, right? You just want it right away.
The removal of pin packs make it worse because, I mean, I spent like 2 years getting all the pins.
Yeah,
that's how much dedication it took. But now that you can just buy whenever, it's like, it kind of destroys the purpose. But even then, like,
have you looked at the prices of pins though?
Yeah,
it's like 1,000 bling for one pin, which is crazy. Like, it'll take so long to grind up that much to get them. Honestly, I mean,
to be fair,
I think pins are not worth it because I'd rather just buy a skin.
I mean, 1,000 bling is 29. Is like a 29 gem skin, so it's like, and the pin, it just really depends. If it's an epic pin, like, you should only be buying epic pins unless you want like an angry or cry pin. But even then, like, I never buy rare pins because rare pins just, I don't know, they're just kind of garbo.
Yeah, never mind. Let's move on. All right, brawlers. Brawlers. How you feeling about it?
Ooh. So right now, Maisie and Hank are, the sneak peek's already out, right? Correct,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Both of them out.
Okay. Maisie, because I can't, like, I always have to agree with you this, but another sniper brawler. Really?
Yep. Another sniper. It's like, why? All right, so like, I get it. Snipers are like a pretty fairly easy archetype to make, right? And I've said this a couple times, like, yes, the sniper brawlers we've gotten all have different supers or a couple different mechanics. Like, you think like Bell's bounce shot mechanic is different, so like they do play a little different, but they all do the same job. And it's like, how many? You have Brock, you have Piper, you have Bell, you have Eve, you have Maisie, you have Mandy. Like, there's so many snipers. Even Nani fits into this category here. And it's
surprisingly,
like, right. And it's like, how many more do you need in the game before it's just all snipers? We're going to be playing sniper stars here. It's like, it's so repetitive at this point that it's a little bit annoying. And I don't even, like, I watched both of their sneak peeks at this point. Maisie, I don't have anything against Maisie. I think she's going to be fine. I don't think she's going to be great. I think she's going to be very serviceable. And like, I love her super. Her super is great, but I'm just so annoyed with the sniper mechanic. Like, and like I said, they don't need to stop making snipers. They just need to make something else. Like, they even, like, we've gotten 3 snipers in a row out of the Brawl Pass, and then on top of that, they also released Gray next to Mandy. So it's like 4 snipers within the last 6 months. It's getting out of hand.
It really is, and just in general, like you bringing up the topic, like, we really do need another assassin or healer. It's been a while since we got that.
Great idea, healer. Like, we haven't had it. When was the last healer we got? Byron?
Byron?
That's,
Was it actually Byron?
that's the first thing that comes to mind for me.
Oh gosh, dude.
Maisie.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think she's going to be fairly balanced, but she's got a little bit of a weird kit, in my opinion, where she feels like everything about her is a sniper brawler, right? So like single shot projectile, she does above average damage. She's got a super and a gadget that wants to keep people away from her. So, and she does more damage with her first star power when the shot goes all the way to its full length. The weirdest thing to me, though, is that they put all this into her kit, and then they gave her, I think it's like the 45th, 48th longest range in the game. So she's not even a long range brawler. She's going to get outranged by pretty much every other brawler in her class. And it's the weirdest kit. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like at this point, like it goes slow and then goes fast, and it's like the only thing I've noticed is like, oh, she can do like over 30,000 damage with her gadget or something. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but even then, it's like I can't get excited because it's another sniper brawler, and every time I'm in Power League and we get knockout, we ban like every single sniper as possible. Like we ban B, we ban Brock, we ban Piper, and even then, that's not enough because there's still so many good ones like RTs in there, Grays in there.
Yep.
Mandy's just gonna fit in there. It's like the only use I see here is in Power League, and that's really it.
And even then, like I said, her range, she's outranged by all other snipers. It's like, where do I play this brawler? Because like she's not gonna be great in bounty or knockout, depending on the other team. And then like she doesn't have the burst damage for Brawl Ball that you really want. She does have knockback and stun, which helps a little bit, but like you can't auto aim, and when you get close up to the goals and stuff like that, she's not going to be able to take advantage of that stuff. And then like Gem Grab, but Gem Grab's kind of a universal mode, and since she's not going to be the best brawler in the game, you may not want to take her there. It's like, what am I going to do with this brawler when I get her?
I'm just going to be playing in solo showdown and then push her to rank 25.
Yep.
That's all I can really say, man. That's it.
I mean, I sound like I'm dunking on Maisie, but I'm not. Like, I don't mean it to come off like Maisie's, like I hate Maisie, because like I do like Maisie. I think she's got a pretty cool kit. I like her design, but I shouldn't say I like her. She's fine. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, I sound like I'm coming off negative about Maisie, and I don't mean to be like that. I'm just pointing out like the obvious like weirdness of her kit. Like I said, she's a sniper brawler with really short range.
Dude.
Hank, I watched sneak peeks of him. I'm allowed to talk about him now. How do you feel about him?
Bubble. That's the main gimmick. I don't know. It's just it feels weird because you have this giant bubble, and then you're going to people, and people are gonna run away from you. It's like he has that sort of control in there because he's also gonna be like kind of tanky. He's not Frank in a sense, but he will be tanky. But the only thing I see him is like he's gonna be a control brawler, and that's it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be where he shines, is being able to like keep people pushed out of the middle of a map and stuff like that. I think that's going to be one of his stronger aspects. I'll be honest, when I saw the Brawl Talk, I thought Hank was going to be terrible, and I think without star powers, Hank is going to be bad because, like you said, the bubble is like his main gimmick, and like when you charge up your bubble, everyone's going to see you have this giant ass bubble sitting in your face, and they're not going to let you near them because you're a tank. You don't have the fast movement speed, and they're just going to back away and just shoot you until you have to back off. And it's like they can see you coming. You're just a normal speed moving tank. But with star powers, he's going to be a lot better than I expected. And I'm willing to admit that I might be wrong. He might be decent. Only when you have star powers, though, because I feel like the first star power specifically, the one that buffs your speed once your bubble's fully charged, I feel like there's going to be maps and situations where you're going to be able to take full advantage of that.
Well, I mean, first of all, the star powers and gadgets, it's almost like a necessity that you're going to need it for Hank. There's no way you're going to be playing him without it. So it automatically, it kind of feels like you need to be a little bit of paid to win there, you know? Right. Just so you could get the best kit, and you know, just to make him viable, and that's really it. But even then, Hank by himself, I don't know. I feel kind of mixed about it because he looks like he's gonna be, because I like his character. He looks really fun. Mm-hmm. The thing is, he feels so like under, like, how do you say this? Like he just feels like
unexciting.
So like
Unexciting, underwhelming.
Unexciting, yeah, probably.
I think he, as far as like his star powers and builds and all that, I feel like he's going to be one of those brawlers where everything is going to be based around like one setup and the other setup's going to be just worse. So like his first star power buffs up his attack speed when you have your bubble fully charged and you get like a 3-second buff of your movement speed. So you'll be a fast brawler instead of a normal speed. So I feel like there's going to be a strategy where you hang out in a bush, charge up your bubble, and then right before your bubble's fully charged, you step out of the bush and you take full advantage of your speed buff and try to jump on somebody that way. And obviously this is going to work better in mode like Showdown where there's more bushes or on a map like Sneaky Fields. But I feel like, you know, with like the speed gear, your first star power, and then your first gadget, which slows people down when you attack them with the bubble, I feel like you'll be able to jump on people, slow them down, and then burst them down. So I feel like that's going to be the best strategy for Hank. Now, obviously, this makes a problem where the other star power and the other gadget are just generally worse. And the fact that the second star power and the second gadget don't work together is kind of like, I understand that it would be really broken if they did stack. I recognize that, but also the fact that they're not even like there's no point in running both of them at the same time is a really weird design choice in my opinion.
I don't know, like just in general, mixing and matching, like I feel like with star powers, they gotta complement the gadget in a way. So the fact that like it's so random, like I don't think it's just gonna help Hank in general. Like you might as well just stick with like the first build and that's it.
Yeah, just run. You know, like you said, they should complement each other in a way. Like a star power and a gadget should complement each other in a way, and that's exactly what the first star power and the first gadget do. You get extra speed from the first star power, and then you slow people down with the first gadget. So it's like I said, you can jump on people, slow them down, and then chip them away. Where the second star power and the second gadget don't have any synergy because they literally don't work together. So it's like you sit next to a wall, you get your shield up, and then if you use your gadget, it's just wasted because it doesn't stack on top of the other shield. And if you have the second gadget activated when you walk near a wall, the star power overrides it. So it's like, why would I ever want to run?
I saw Nub's video on it. Like, it's like he was trying to test it and he was kind of confused. Like, why is not have like only the first star power was working for him? It's like, it's kind of funny to me, but in a sense, it's like, it's not helping either. You know, you're just wasting.
I think Hank's gonna be okay. Like another brawler that he might be broken. He might break the game because like tanks are kind of always hard to tell with that, right? But I feel I feel like Hank is gonna be like, at worst he'll just be okay as long as you have your star power and gadget. The one thing though is that Hank's super is gonna be terrible, and I feel like
I was about to say that his super, you're like, oh, he's gonna be okay, but I'm like, dude, no, his super.
I feel like his main attack's gonna be okay, but the thing that's gonna hold him back from being great is his super. Kairos Time's video, I just watched it, is a little misleading because like he sits inside the boss and spams 3 super shots and does like 30,000 damage in a second. And like, that's cool. It's a really cool gimmick. You can't do that in a real match because A, like he pointed out, a normal brawler's hitbox is not that big, so you can't land all 6 projectiles on somebody. And B, if you do that on a high save, you're gonna get 1 10,000 damage proc, and that's it because high saves don't recharge your super. So it's like, yeah, the fact that you could do that on a high save is fine because I think that's going to be one of his better modes, but that's the only time you're going to be able to get that off. And then everything else in a normal match is like, I'm going to spam this, I'm going to maybe land 1 or 2 projectiles if I'm close, and that's it.
I think the only thing that will probably be cool is just the fact that like, oh, I can, Wasim, where yeah, it's like, oh, let's use it in a satisfying video and let's all spam the super in like a big bones map or whatever, and that's it.
Right. So yeah, something like that, but like his super is like really bad, and that's fine. Honestly, I feel like that's going to be one of the things that helps balance him out a little bit because like obviously we don't want brawlers that only have like that are only like super good, right? Like there's got to be a give and a tank. Like he can do good damage with his bubble, but he can't do like amazing damage with his super. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm okay with that now that I've seen like that his star power kind of addresses his first, like if he didn't have his first star power, he'd just be a bad brawler in my opinion. The first star power kind of saves him.
I mean, yeah, it does. I'm telling you, like I said earlier, you really need the gadgets and star powers just so he could be viable.
Yep.
He's an epic brawler, so I don't expect much.
Yep.
So
yeah,
he's gonna be mid balanced. I don't know. That's all I can really say to it. You know.
So speaking of him being an epic brawler, how do you feel about them constantly? We're gonna go off a little off topic here. How do you feel about them constantly putting out 2 brawlers every update?
It's fine. Like as long as they don't really release a legendary, because usually for me, I spend my money on the brawlers, not on on my credits, because I use all my credits on fame. And like you're saying, you're getting a bit off topic. I know Jam doesn't like fame as much as I do, but I like it because I can flex on people. I know I see the look, man. Don't be like that.
Oh, fame.
I get to flex. I know I get to flex my fame, and I'm telling you, like I'm probably like one of the only 100 people who like it. And I don't mind.
I would. All right, so it's not that I don't like fame. I don't like that there's anything behind fame. Like, I don't like that. Like, there's really no big benefit to fame other than just like, oh look, I am wasting my credits. Look at me, I'm so cool.
Let's see who's laughing when you get Saturn fame.
You know what? Eventually I'll get there, right? Eventually it'll force me to claim it. But if they keep releasing brawlers if they keep releasing 2 brawlers at a time, then I won't ever be able to, because I have yet to waste my Brawl Pass credits on fame.
Well, talking about like brawler releases, there was a specific video. I think one of my friends, his name's Michael CB.
Okay.
He released a video like how like the biggest problem in Brawl Stars, like they're releasing too many brawlers, especially like chromatics. And to that extent, I agree, because there's eventually a point where we're gonna get 100 brawlers, and that's all we really need. And then I don't know, later in the future, like just saying, like I know this could be the next topic, like what is the future of Brawl Stars. Like I'm going a little bit spoilers here, but anyways, Brawl Stars in the future, I feel like the Brawl Pass might just like it might eventually die, or they're just not gonna give up a brawler anymore.
Yeah, I don't know for sure because I didn't listen to it, but I think they mentioned in the podcast they might want to move away from putting chromatics in the Brawl Pass for a little bit. And I honestly, I would be okay with that change, but I feel like they really have to compensate us in a big way to justify it, especially with them removing pin packs and stuff from the Brawl Pass now. I feel like it'd be such a big change to it that, like, I don't know how you compensate. Like, we're not going to get a brawler, but what do? You do like an extra 2 skins, an exclusive skin for buying this Brawl Pass, something like that.
Honestly, they just might as well just that's the only option, to be honest, just a skin, or they give you credits and that's it.
Yeah, they just spam you with credits, but like, then what does that do for anybody? I mean, for people who don't have all the brawlers, that's fine, but like, if you have all the brawlers up to that season, the credits really don't do anything because they didn't do anything
just
with fame. Yep, it's just fame. It's just fame. For me, I think that they do need to slow down with the brawler release cadence. 2 every season is getting out of hand, and like I said this in my W's and L's video, that like, yes, they need to justify adding the credits to the game, so that's why they need to release these non-chromatic brawlers, and that's fine for now. But like, if you keep doing it, like, you're eventually gonna run out of ideas. You're eventually, like, I already feel like they're kind of running out of ideas, not 100%, like, no,
I've been feeling like that for like the past couple of years, because we get a new sniper brawler, we get like this cult wannabe where they shoot a bunch of projectiles. They don't release assassin brawlers, they don't release healers, they don't release what is this? I think the last marksman was like Chester, but like that was a good addition. But even then, it's like I feel like the only time they release a good brawler is the legendary brawlers. Like Chester was kind of cool when he got released.
Oh god.
Amber, in a sense, you can say. Yeah, Chester was such a nightmare, but I think it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Meg, very underwhelming legendary, but still kind of an interesting idea. But like I'm saying, they only reserved the legendary spot for like their most unique brawlers they got.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of brawlers that have like stolen mechanics. Like, you can argue like Ash's ramp up mechanic is just a different version of Surge's ramp up mechanic, right? And then like like Belle's bounce shot is just Jesse's bounce shot, but a little different. Like it's like copy my homework but change the answers a little bit. But yeah, I feel like if they keep releasing 2 brawlers every single season, it's gonna get out of hand, and it's just eventually we're gonna get an El Primo 2.0 or something like that.
We might actually. I don't know. I have some friends, when they came back to the game, it's like, oh, this is kind of different. I don't know.
I mean,
like, they definitely feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, you mean different in like the game feels different, or that like it's better? Like, is it worse or better, do you think?
It's just overwhelming for them. There's so many brawlers in the game. The removal of like boxes. This was back in like December update, but even then, it's like it felt very different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got a
That's how they feel.
I got a work friend who literally he played at Global, then he quit, and he just came back in like November-ish, and they just removed it like right before the box removal. Then they removed the boxes. He's been around since right around that time. He is still struggling with learning all the brawlers, all the skins, and it's like it's funny because like we'll play a match at work, and he'll be like, "What the hell brawler is this? Like, what am I doing?" Like, and it's I gotta tell him, I'm like, "All right, so that's Buzz. Watch out, don't get near him because you'll charge his super, and then he'll dive on you and stun you." Like he doesn't know like all the brawlers or all the mechanics or all the star powers, and like if you've been playing a long time, that's something you just intuitively know. You know, even if they have a skin, like you just intuitively know. You don't need to think about it, but like. Even something as simple as a skin throws them off, and it's like there's so much to the game now that like it does feel a little imposing. I can understand why it would feel imposing for new players.
It would, but talking about skins in general, just be glad this ain't Clash Mini where the skins are like something else. I don't think anyone plays Clash Mini, but I've been in the game for a bit, and I saw OJ's videos where it's like you can't tell like who's this, like kind of like troop or card or whatever you want to call it, but even then it's like the skins are something else. I'd say Brawl Stars at least nails it a bit, but even then,
yeah, where it kind of still looks like the brawler, so you can you should be able to tell like who it is for the most part. But yeah, I don't think there's
you can at least tell.
I don't think there's any brawlers that really like change their whole appearance. Maybe Headless Stew is probably the biggest.
Yeah, I was about to say that only Stu, and then maybe like the legendary skins kind of do, except for Pam. Pam is very recognizable.
Yeah, but I feel like for the most part, the skins keep on par for things. All right, so we're getting towards the end of this here. Let's jump into what are you feeling about the game? Like, what would you like to see them change? What would you like to see them not change going forward within the next couple of updates? Or like. Yeah, what changes would you like to see added? Let's just focus on like what changes would you like to see added in the next couple of updates?
Well, first off, I really want a 5v5 game mode. I don't even know if I said this in the last podcast, but I've wanted a 5v5 game mode for the longest time. I think that'll be like the biggest update if they were to release that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like 5v5 mode would be crazy. I don't understand why they just don't have any good ideas that work in game for it, but like I feel like doing a 5v5 mode on a showdown map with teams, because you already have 10 players in a showdown lobby, so like obviously their servers are set up to have a showdown lobby with 10 players, so why not just make a teams version of that? I don't know. So like the bones are there,
someone
right?
mentioned it in so someone actually told me, I told him like the exact same thing, like why can't they add in there? Like someone told me in my Discord, it's like they said in the podcast where it's like, oh, it's like too hard to implement or something, like graphically or something. I'm like, they're lying, dude. They're making excuses. Like
that sounds.
You just said it. We literally have duo showdown.
Right. We already have lobbies with 10 players on a giant map. Just like I said, the bones are there. They just need to think about the specifics. And I think I can understand if they would say like, oh, we don't have any good ideas that work in game. That's different than saying it's too hard to implement graphically or something like that. That's different. Like if you can't think of a game mode that fits the Brawl Stars like theme that also feels fun to play, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like eventually someone will figure that out. But to make an excuse like, oh, we don't have the server support for it or something like that, that would be a joke.
Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know. They literally said that to me. I'm taking their word for it, but even then, it's like
honestly,
I find it.
No, go ahead.
Just excuses.
Honestly, I feel like a 5v5 mode would be best for like a weekend event, for like a club weekend event. So like part of Club League, like maybe the Sunday club event, instead of it being normal Club League where it's a power match, maybe it's a 5v5 mode against another club or something like that. I feel like that would be like probably the best way to implement it, because then it's like, it feels like special. It's an event that you don't have to run all the time, and it has a unique like people, it's something for people to get excited for at the end of the Club Week event, and like maybe make it worth like double trophies or something like that, and it adds like a bigger competitive aspect to it. I feel like that would be the best way to implement a 5v5 mode.
Yeah, I think speaking about like weekend events, that's like one thing I want to talk about. Like the weekend events, they said it in season 14 Robot Factory or something in the Brawl Talk. Yeah. They're planning to rework it, or not remove but rework.
Okay.
Because the only game mode that people are going to be playing is like, I think big game. It's like 5v1 big boss. That's fun still, but even then, You get bored if you're like a veteran player. New players are gonna find like enjoyment out of it, and you can only play 5 times out of the day before like you get like your cap out of like 500 tokens.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to play it.
Yeah.
Tickets made an incentive, and I feel like they should bring back tickets. But then again, that's gonna bring a lot more currency to like the game, and people are already confused about currency. We got gems, we got club coins, we got so coins, club coins, gems, bling, and power points. So we already have 5, and introducing tickets might might disappoint a lot more players. But even then, I feel like tickets was like the peak of Brawl Stars,
Yeah, I miss the weekend grind for tickets, because like that was back when I was a new player, so everything was fun. B, it just was like satisfying because you actually got a reward for grinding that. So like you just be able to stack up crazy amounts of boxes doing that, and then like I don't know. Like I said, it was probably one of the most satisfying moments in Brawl Stars. The problem with tickets nowadays, though, is like, what's the reward for using your tickets? Like, they don't want. I feel like they limit us on tokens in the weekend events as a aspect of like making sure we don't grind through the Brawl Pass too quickly, which is what tickets would allow us to do if it rewarded tokens. And then like you can't make it reward coins because that kind of breaks the economy. So it's like, what do you do? Yeah, I mean, maybe Bling now. Maybe now that Bling is there, so like maybe when you cash in tickets, you get Bling as a reward. But then that's not going to satisfy a player like you, where you have everything. You don't really need the Bling. But for free-to-play players, that would be really good. So I don't know. It's like tickets are a good idea, and they were satisfying to use, but I don't think it fits in the game anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Like just speaking again, like adding new currency is not going to help out either. So
that's another aspect of it too.
But definitely they should rework weekend events, and finally story mode. I think a lot of people want this like lore in general. It's been too long, and we need it.
Yeah, I think lore would be a great addition in like the next Brawl Pass, or in the next update, or maybe like 2 updates from now. I say this all the time. I want to see new exciting game modes, and right now I don't have any good ideas. My last good idea was Payload, and that obviously did not work out. I feel
like with Payload it could work out. Is just they made the map so small. Like it fits like a Showdown map, and it's like attack or defend.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like it'll be better that way because I played Team Fortress 2. The way they do Payload is so much better in my opinion. But
they do it where they take turns,
kind of butchered it.
They do it where they take turns in Team Fortress. They do it where they take turns.
Yeah, they take turns, or you can play Payload Race. Payload Race is, going to be more competitively viable, simply because, 2 cards, it makes sense. But even then, like, Brawl Stars, they just did it wrong. They made the map so small. The cards were so clunky. BB just dominated there. It's like, they did something wrong. I feel like it could work. They just got to improve on it.
So I think we're about done here. You got anything else to add before we wrap up?
Well, just in general, the future of Brawl Stars, I'm just praying next update, because this is the summer update. This update has to hit hard, like it really does. Last summer update was kind of garbage.
Yeah,
we had Otis, and
I quit last summer, so that update missed for me.
Yeah, I'm just telling you straight up, like this summer update has to hit hard, because if it doesn't, people are going to be leaving, just like what happened last season. And I know a lot of people did, because I think during this time when I wasn't doing YouTube, it was around like 1 year ago exactly. Yeah, it's like I didn't do YouTube. A lot of people I knew in my community they weren't talking. I think I met you during the time. I met 2 people. I don't want to say their names, but you know who you are. But everyone else, they were gone. That everyone I knew, and then eventually they came back during December. But even I'm telling you right now, everyone left during that time. I think I felt isolated during that time, and that's why I almost thought about leaving the game.
Yeah.
But even then,
I mean, I took time off last summer too. Like right around the Otis update, I took time off. I barely finished the Otis pass, and then I sat out for the entire Sam pass. So I missed basically 4 months of the game. I came back right before the box removal during the Buster season. So like I agree that the summer update missed last summer, and that's supposed to be their biggest update, and I don't think they can really afford to miss on this next summer update, but I'm hopeful that they won't, because in the last couple patches, like they haven't really missed too much. I mean, the box removal they did really well on. Now we have Bling update, and the Bling update for the most part, for most people, it's great. So I mean, like, I'm not too worried about it personally. I know when I do like my Brawl Talk reacts and stuff, I know I sound negative, but that's just like how that's just how I think when I'm watching stuff. Like I like, especially like updates and stuff, I want to poke holes in them that way, because I know the big content creators are going to glorify everything. So we need some counteraction to that. We need people to understand that not everything is perfect. This isn't Disneyland, bro. Like, there's going to be problems. And I just want to point that out. And like, I'll be the scapegoat for that situation.
You're the black sheep out of everyone.
Right. Like, I love this game. If I didn't love this game, I wouldn't make YouTube videos about it. I wouldn't be sitting here recording an hour-long podcast just talking about a mobile phone game.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I've been playing the game. It's almost about to be the 6th anniversary when I've been playing it, because I think it was like July, actually, I started playing it. Dude, like, I've stuck through this game thick and thin, 6 years. For anyone saying like, oh, I'm leaving because of this and this, like, you have never been through the trauma I've been through. You've never seen when portrait to landscape was a thing. You guys never saw the entire that was a huge nightmare. You guys didn't see the soft launch for Android. Android was such a huge thing. Like, I'm telling you, people who are complaining about the game, like, I've been through more. The content creators, like Kairos, Lex, Ray, they've covered the game since beta. Obviously, they've been through what I've been through, except they have more context because, you know, they're content creators. But even then, like, I'm telling you, like, people who are just saying like, oh, this update's not doing well, or I don't want to leave the game, like, you know, it's totally up to you guys. Again, we can't pressure you to like play the game. Like, if you don't like a game, you don't like the game.
Let's to wrap things up, let's put a number score on this update. What are you thinking?
Thinking 4 out of 10.
Oh man.
I know a lot of people I know that I get comments about this. They're like, why is it 4? So first off, like, let's just summarize it up. Bling, helpful for free-to-play players, not helpful for me, because this is my score, not your guys'. It's like, right. You guys can say it's an 8 because of Bling. Bling is not my cup of tea. I don't like it. Skins are what keeping me, like, that's the whole reason why I'm still gonna be playing this game. No new game mode, technically speaking. Ultimate Showdown is just you know, like, Showdown like 3.0 at this point.
It's just a patch for trying to fix teaming. That's all it is.
So there's really no new game mode. Volly Brawl, you can make the argument. Yeah, we got it since like 2 years ago now, since Buzz. So it's like, it's okay. It's just, it's not going to keep me like interested. And then like, when we get into eventually the June, like half of the rest of the update, Hank is fine, but I'm not going to be staying around. Like, I'll get Hank to rank 25 and then I'll stop.
Yeah.
Like, there's always that, you know, that like 2-3 weeks that you have, like, where you complete the Brawl Pass and there's nothing to do.
Right.
That's what always happens to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially with gemming half of it.
Yeah, no.
So you're gonna rush to the end. Hey man, at least you're collecting more fame that way.
Yeah, I am, I guess.
I think for me, I'm gonna peg this update at probably, I give it like a 7 or an 8, 7.5, we'll call it. I feel like I do agree with you that no new game mode is a little upsetting. I don't think, obviously, I'm like you, I don't even play Showdown. So for me, the Showdown fix doesn't do anything. Like, I don't even touch it. So that means nothing to me. And then the Brawlers, I do feel better about them after watching the sneak peeks, but I'm still upset about another sniper brawler. And then Hank's not going to be my favorite brawler. Like you said, I'm going to unlock him. I'm going to push him and then probably not play him, because if I'm going to play a tank, I'm probably going to play another tank that's not Hank.
Yeah.
But I will recognize that Bling is one of the best fixes that they could have for an end game, because now, you know, I complained for a long time that star points didn't do anything. Bling, it technically does the same thing as star points, but the fact that they gave free-to-play players access to so much more content, in terms of pins, skins, cosmetics is what I mean. Like, it's great, and now it takes the end game grind for Brawl Stars from being a just progression-based thing, or like a dozen skins, to just being full cosmetic grind. So it does reward players for actually playing the game. The one knock against that is the trophy reset, because now they've nerfed it so that you don't need to be the most hardcore to max out your season progression unless you push like 20 brawlers above 1,000 trophies or something crazy like that. Which, I mean, I know there's people that are already in position to do that, but most players aren't going to go above and beyond like that. I mean, at best, what are you going to do? 20 brawlers at 800. I mean, that's probably the most realistic for most people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, I mean, Bling, great change. Brawlers are okay, but not amazing. And, nothing else in this update, really. I mean, so that's why I give it like a 7.5.
Final note, 100K is now possible with trophy reset. So yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right, huh? I mean, you're gonna have to grind a lot. You're gonna have to grind a lot with the 2-week reset. Anyway, so thanks for coming on, Blizz. You got anything you're working on right now? You want to make any announcements or anything?
I noticed there's a big hiatus I had. I released a new video, so I don't know. But anyways, I should have some big projects in the works. I'm mostly doing like, finding streamers, then like see if they want to accept my 1v1. I don't know, that's gonna take a while, but I should have another video. There should be like a real Wasim video soon.
Cool.
It's funny. I have my editor, only one editor, but anyways, I had him edit it, and it's actually pretty funny.
Nice. All right.
So hopefully you guys can check it out.
All right.
Anyway, enough about me.
No.
I'd say subscribe to Jam.
No, man, go sub to Blizz because he's goated. And he just got into the creator program, so we can all celebrate that with him. I'll leave a link to your channel down in the description. Everyone, make sure you go check that out if you haven't subbed to Blizz already. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Eventually with other YouTubers, maybe. I don't know. That might be longer, but we can get YouTubers.
I've done a 3-person podcast one time, and I want to say that was pretty long. I mean, this podcast, we're at an hour and a half now. Just so you know, we're almost at 90.
Dude, yeah. Nah, that's kind of better than last time, because I'm telling you, last year I was kind of stumbling. I just wanted to get it done, you know. That's how it was last year. I don't know.
All good, man. All good. All right. Anyway. To you guys, the viewers, thanks for hanging out. Thanks. If you made it this far, make sure you leave a comment and tell Blizz that you love him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.